I love doggy. Also, my ass is really fat in doggy, so, well, it's always fat, to be fair. But I just like
Can you stand up and show the cameras? We gotta show the cameras this.
For everyone who says I'm fat, fuck you. But,
God, I need the board right.
Your wardrobe screams fatherless.
You have more trust in
Honestly,
that top
this is
diving
kinda
people.
disgusting.
How was your
And
relationship with your father?
disrespectful towards Just saying, did you get the attention you wanted?
you need Jesus. That's offensive. All right, everyone. Welcome back to That's Offensive. We are doing something different today with Spencer, Michael Barrick / Damon
me.
Dice. You know, I've seen your dick.
Have you seen my dick?
Yes.
In person or on camera?
Both, because the...
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay,
yeah, both. He does have a nice dick, ladies. Hit him up. Hit him up. If I wasn't celibate, I'd be writing that, but I'm celibate, so I'm not.
Does the camera add a few inches, or is it like...
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, but I was also like, when I was watching you fuck, everything was so intimidating.
Have you watched people have sex like that in real life? Like, actually, like, having sex. Like, not like a... Because it wasn't really a porn shoot. It was kind of...
Yeah.
You know, it was like real sex, basically.
Yeah. I feel like no. No, have I? Kind of. Like Kazumi's parties, I've seen people at Kazumi's parties. But
I've seen people at Kazumi.
Yeah.
I've been one of those people. Actually, I had sex at Kazumi's last party.
Really?
In the teepee.
When?
Was it her birthday party?
Yeah.
No, was it the one, the castle one?
Yeah, that was the birthday party.
Yeah, so I had sex in the teepee at Kazumi's birthday party.
Oh, is that why you were like, stay here, I'm gonna come right back for you, and you never came back? And you were
Did
just
you remember
fucking...
that? I felt bad. I was like, I just left the cripple girl.
I waited like 20 minutes before I was like, okay, he's not coming back. I should go walk downstairs to see where everyone is.
Yeah,
he was like, I'm bringing everyone to you because you're on crutches.
I got kidnapped and I got sexed in the teepee. It was the first time I've had sex in a teepee. So
That's where everyone was hotboxing, right?
Yeah, there are people hotboxing in there, and me and the girl were like hooking up, and then we just started having sex. And because there were people like sucking on titties, and like there's other things going around around us.
It was supposed to be the tent for sex.
We just like we look up, we're butt naked, and people are just watching us like taking video. I'm like, we thought other people were having sex. We were so into it, we didn't realize that we were the only ones having sex in the teepee. I was like, all right, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
There were people like clapping for us. It was kind of cool.
Dude, that just brings back memories when I used to date someone who was in a frat, and I don't know how to have quiet sex. And honestly, it's been a complaint when guys have roommates.
Are you a moaner?
I'm a well, I say like, oh fuck, like just really loud. And
like what gets you to that oh fuck moment? Is it like that initial penetration, or is it like when they're like hitting it? Like,
when they're fucking to 140 BPM and I'm listening to dubstep while fucking them.
Okay, so let's dig deeper into this. So on this episode today, we're digging deep into.
He's interviewing me today.
Yeah, well, I'm interviewing Adelia, so we're gonna dig deep and really see what grinds your gears, what turns you on, what offends you. We're gonna go across a whole spectrum of everything. So when you're having sex, what's your ideal music? What do you like to have sex to?
Dubstep, 140 BPM. I literally want to make merch that says "fuck me to 140 BPM." So
are you fucking at 140, or are you getting fucked at that? Like, what's your preference? Are you riding it at 140, or are you just
I like doggy, but then we're both kind of like, I'm throwing it back and they're doing
so you're throwing it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Because that's like almost every time I've come from dick has been from doggy. I love doggy. Also, my ass is really fat in doggy, so, well, it's always fat, to be fair. But I just like
Can you stand up and show the cameras? We gotta show the cameras this.
For everyone who says I'm fat, fuck you. But,
God, I need the board right. That's a very nice ass. I can see that.
Thank you. I've worked very hard for it.
That's beautiful.
But I like doggy because I'm like, I know they're turned on. I'm turned on because then I also don't have to worry about my stomach rolls. Like they're not looking at that doggy. Like if I'm on top, I'm like, it depends on how comfortable I am with the guy.
So do you like lazy doggy, or do you like propped up on all fours doggy? Like, are you laying on your stomach doggy, or are you like being on your hands and your knees and like popping it out?
I like all of it.
All of it. Okay.
I like, I don't like being, what is it? Like when you're just a straight no, that's not doggy anymore though. Right? If you're just like laying all the way down.
It's called like prone. Technically, the technical name, being an adult film star, it's called prone doggy or lazy doggy, where the girl's laying down flat and the butt's up.
Yeah.
But it's good because with that, you're hitting different angles.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways. It's kind of like jujitsu sex. Like there's so many different variations you can do. that if you hit different erogenous zones, you're feeling different things.
Yeah.
So people really think generally that there's missionary, doggy, spoon, riding. Like people are like, oh, there's like 5 positions. If you really think about it, I don't know if you've seen the Kama Sutra. There's fucking hundreds. There's thousands of positions.
Yeah, because you can do doggy in so many different ways. Because I mean, I count this as doggy, but it's like if someone is hitting it from the back, but you're like your stomach is on the bed, but like your legs are. It's like you're stretching.
So are you talking like feet on the floor?
Yeah, feet on the floor. It's kind of like you're stretching, and then your back is down.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that one. I like being on all fours, kind of like downward dog. Fuck that. But I also like it just when they're being like really aggressive, like not even necessarily like spanking my ass really hard. I don't know why I like being hit in my face more.
You're one of those.
But I had to stop after I got my chin implant because last time I had a guy slap me really hard in the face, my whole face went numb, and I was like, I can't do that after you're fake and plastic. Like,
yeah, it's tough because it depends. Like,
but I see like hit me, you won't, and then a guy actually gave me a concussion once. But
yeah, because sometimes like if you you can hit a girl too hard, you can get like. I've known guys that have like a girl's like hit me, they've hit a girl, they've like boxed their ear, like not dislocated jaw, but there's been some like. I'm scared. Like, I don't want to catch an assault charge.
Here's the
like,
thing.
Having rough sex, I'll choke and pull hair all day. But when it comes to like hitting in the face, like it's like. Ooh.
Well, I like to be slapped. Okay, slapped, not hit.
Okay.
But now I ask for like a light tap because I would much rather look pretty and not have my jaw be dislocated. Because that was the worst surgery ever. I had a lopsided smile for like 4 months where I could move this side and not this side.
Oh wow!
So that was
like
really pretty.
It looked like you had a stroke, huh?
It looked like this for months. So I can't be hit in the face anymore, but it's not even like I'm fucking, so.
Okay.
But no, the time I think I got a concussion because I was like, slam my head against the wall, you won't. I don't know, I was fucked up. And then he slammed my head against the wall. But I was really turned on, and then I woke up the next morning with like a huge bump right here.
You were feeling it at the time, then you woke up next day, you're like, was that the best decision I could have made?
I for sure was into it. That guy, he loved me. Not like actually loved me, but I like stroked his ego so fucking hard because when I was drunk, all I would want to do is fuck all day, every day, everywhere.
Oh, but so you were just get it in with this guy, like you were feeling it.
Yeah, his ex-girlfriend hates me, even though we were never friends. She actually went on a podcast and talked shit about me.
Was this like on Somali sex, or you just like casual like?
The time I was like slam my head against like you. Oh God. I was on acid, Molly, alcohol. That sounds like
there was some substances involved. Like when girls start getting crazy like that, there's something else going on. Like there's some other substances that will give you a little more confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah, but I was also so fucked up that at the club, I wasn't wearing panties and like my legs were wide open and I was like kind of clinging onto his leg. But the nice thing is like he was into it. He's like, these bitches love me. I was just so fucked up. I was like, oh my God. I didn't really know what was going on. I'm like,
just thought you're in the zone.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite substance to have sex on would be? What's your favorite thing to fuck on? Is it a combination? Is it one thing? Where's your like, you're in heaven while you're just getting plowed from behind?
Fuck, I feel like I used to love taking acid and fucking. Acid, tequila is obviously like...
Tequila's a good one. Yeah.
Tequila's always a good one.
That's like the universal, like, let's fuck.
But now, I mean, shrooms are nice. The only issue is back in the last time I was really having sex, it was when I still had the mold poisoning. So I'd get dry mouth a lot or like just dried up when I was on mushrooms because I wasn't drinking water.
So
I still like fucking on mushrooms, but that seemed to be an issue while I had the mold poisoning. But now that I'm done with the mold poisoning, it doesn't seem to be an issue anymore. I don't get dry mouth like I used to.
So is there such thing as dry mouth and dry pussy?
Yeah,
Can you get cotton pussy?
Yeah, no, that's always, and it's weird because usually I'm like really wet.
I've noticed that too. It's like sometimes like you're smoking a good weed and then like you get the cotton mouth. It's like, all right, not your mouth is dry and you're like, it's not me. I thought it was turning you on, but then I realized like, shit, there's some like weed or like sometimes if you're drinking a lot, like you can get in cotton mouth, cotton pussy. It's all, they're all mucous membranes, so it does happen.
I never used to have this issue before I got off birth control, and now that I'm off birth control, I'm like, oh my God, like,
birth control, like, it inhibits the wet.
I was like,
you're wetter on it.
I was so wet on it, but now that I'm off of it, my boobs grew a whole cup size, so I think this is the real win.
Yeah, see that?
Birth control stopped my boobs from growing.
We'll get back on the sex talk because the sex talk is pretty spicy, pretty juicy. We like talking about that stuff. Mm-hmm. Let's get on brand with That's Offensive. What offends you?
Oh my God, there's a lot of things that offend me.
What's the number one thing? Like, what really grinds your gears? Like, what offends you in a person?
I hate when people stay friends with people who are bad. and make excuses for them. Like, the amount of guy friends I stopped talking to in college because they stood up to, like, people who sexually assaulted others with proof. But they're like, oh, he's not like that when he's sober. That grinds my gears so fucking hard because it's like, if I have a friend who cheats, I will let her know or him know. I think they're fucked up for what they're doing. Like, they know exactly how the fuck I feel. And I hold them accountable. So when other people are like, why are you still friends with them? It's like, well, I feel like I did my part.
Yeah, that's good. Because a lot of people, they get reprieves, they get passes because they're in a group of friends, and you know, people like to make excuses when they're under the influence. Like, oh, that's not me, that's not how I am. But at the end of the day, you're an adult. You made the decision to do that. Some people can't handle it when they're doing drugs or taking substances, and they fucking do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And they try to make excuses for it.
Yeah, but there are no excuses. Like, if you try to fucking finger someone while they're sleeping, like, you need a... I don't care how fucked up you are.
That is sexual assault. And that's not cool, you know, sober, not sober, in any circumstance.
Yeah, so I think that's my biggest pet peeve. And also my other big pet peeve that I've been recognizing more is, like, if I try to set a boundary with someone, it's like, I am telling you that I care enough about our friendship that, like, this is a boundary in our friendship. And then I've noticed with a lot of people that they'll get defensive and be like, well, fuck you.
They try to push that? They're like, oh, this is your boundary, and they'll try to push it just to see how far they can push you?
No, I remember I told my best friend last year that she hurt my feelings. And then she went on to say I was immature for having my feelings hurt in the first place, blah, blah, blah. And then I told her I needed space because I was not expecting that kind of reaction for saying, like, I told you this was going to hurt my feelings. You did it anyways. And then I'm letting you know, like, yes, it actually did hurt my feelings. And she went off on me. And like,
and I'm hoping you're not friends with that person anymore, right?
No, I'm not. Good. We haven't talked in a long time, and I've had some of her friends come up to me saying she misses me, blah blah blah. But it's like, I just can't get over that reaction.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
I'm just like, if you set a boundary, like, this is just for everyone, but if someone is setting a boundary with you, it means they care enough about you to set boundaries in the relationship to make it healthy.
Yeah, and that's something that I've learned with myself and my friends. It's like, one of the hardest things to do is to call out when you're friends, because it's someone you really care about, and you like always want to like be their cheerleader, support them, like, you know, have their back. But what I've learned getting older in age, it's like, you know, sometimes you have to call your friends out on their bullshit because no one else will, you know, because they want to like, oh, like, I don't want to offend this person. But I've learned from myself, even my own friends call me out on my bullshit. They're like, dude, you need to do this differently, or like, you know, it's things
fucking up your life.
It's like things you don't see and you don't notice because you're in your own head. Yeah. So if you're not on the outside looking in, like, sometimes you need someone to call you out. Exactly. And some of the biggest growing moments in my life personally have been like my dear friends like calling me out. I'm like, I would get offended, like, oh, why are you calling me out? Like, why don't you have my back? And then you kind of like soak it in, like,
it is them having your back.
It is. Yeah. But like a lot of people, they're like, they get defensive and they're not used to it. But like, you know, moving forward, you know, I put myself in a situation, if I see my friend fucking up, like, I'll call him out. Like, I'll be like, yo, you're fucking up. You're being a dickhead. You're doing this. You're doing that. Like, at first, it hurts. It hurts for me to say it. It hurts for them to hear it. But, you know, I'm trying to make them a better person. I'm trying to make them grow. Exactly. So, you know, that's something I've learned. It's like, even myself, like, the hardest thing, even harder than that, is calling your own self out on your own bullshit.
Oh my God, I have to do that constantly, but I have to, like, I get obsessive about it, and that's the bad part, where it's like, I have this loop in my head, like, you're a bad person because you did this, and you wanted to do that, and it's like, I'll get in this loop, so I actually have to go easier on myself.
Yeah, no, it's tough sometimes because ourselves, we can be our biggest critic. Yeah. But it's like, we, as growing up, you know, we have our traumas and whatnot that we deal with, but you become really guarded. You become, like, you guard yourself to the max. Yeah. So you try to protect yourself. You try to protect your feelings. So you'll try to butter yourself up. Be like, oh, I'm okay, like, everything's good. But if you can really call it, like, having your friends call you out is one thing. But if you can, like, really look in the mirror and be like, you fucked up. You're a fucking idiot. Like, why the fuck did you do that? Oh, yeah. Like, that's, like, the hardest pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, if you can fucking take it from yourself, like, I think that's
to pile onto that, because I'm really good at doing that. The hard part is forgiving yourself. Yeah. So the forgiveness part is so much harder because, like, you look in the mirror and you're like, you did this was stupid, you need to change this behavior. But then my mind gets in this loop of, like, you're a bad person because you did this.
And then you bring yourself down.
Instead of, like, working on just changing the behaviors and, like, forgiving yourself, because everyone fucks up. But, like, for me, my biggest struggle has always been, like I just got canceled online for the way Ryan cut up the podcast, where he's like, how would you do small dick humiliation? And then people were like, but then he cut that part out where it made it look like I was humiliating someone else's dick who didn't ask for it. But it's like, I was just getting like really fucking frustrated with myself being like, well, why didn't I put 2 and 2 together that this is how this clip would look? I don't think anyone saw that that's how that clip would look until everyone started commenting that. And it's like, if this was even a few months ago, I would have gone in like a downward spiral.
The power of editing, because there's a lot of things that you'll say in public or on podcasts. The way you say it, the context when it comes out edited, it can be completely different.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been on the wrong side of that too. It's like I'll say something and the way it's edited, it's a complete 180 of what I said. I'm like, oh, fuck, that sounds terrible, but it's not in context of what it really was.
Yeah, like when I do that kind of stuff, it's usually like in very good spirit. Like my friends Adam and Alana, I interviewed them and they're a couple. And I was like, who was your celebrity hall pass? But like they answered really like chill. So I added like a long pause where it like zoomed in on Adam's face being like, will I get in trouble if I say this? But it's like, he's chill. It's not like it looked bad.
Okay, we'll dovetail on that. So who would your celebrity hall pass be? Who's your celebrity crush?
I wouldn't have a celebrity hall pass because I think everyone who is a celebrity, like, I don't know.
Do you have a celebrity crush? Any celebrity you just like, I want them to fuck the shit out of me, or I want them to...
Men, Tyler, the Creator has been my celebrity crush since I was like...
Tyler, if you're hearing this...
Yeah. I really think he would bully me. But
we'll find Tyler. We'll get this clip to him. We got you.
Hi, Tyler. He was like my first celebrity crush aside from like Justin Bieber when I was in middle school.
Oh,
but
yeah, Biebs is like default.
Yeah, but like Tyler was like my first actual celebrity crush because I've always liked the tall, skinny, sickly looking motherfuckers. I've always liked them.
The tall, skinny, sickly ones are the ones with big dicks usually too. That's what I hear.
Honestly, like Pete Davidson would be my celebrity crush too. I think it's like unhealthy how much he bounces around and dates around though. So it's like I'm kind of like fizzling on that.
As Michael Sartain would say, he's a high value male.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm taking one from Mike Sartain's book talking about high value males with good looks.
Yeah.
You know, like big dick, and he makes a lot of money. So he's in the 1% of guys.
But also, he treats women good. Like, that's the difference between him and a lot of other men is, like, he listens to women. Like, I remember Kim
I'm sure he makes them laugh, too.
Yeah, makes them laugh. Like, a lot of girls, like, genuinely nice guys. We just don't like pushovers, and that's the difference. Yeah. Like, I love a genuinely kind person, but... the genuinely, like, I've dated a lot of men who are, like, head over heels in love with me, but, like, anything I say, I'm very opinionated. I expect people to disagree with me at some point. They change their opinions the second I said something like, oh, you're right. Like, no, fight me.
Oh, so they're just, like, giving in, like, oh,
they're pushovers for everything, and I'm like, no, you can have an opinion.
Well, it depends. Like, some women like a guy that's gonna, you know, basically do what they want, hear what they want, say what they want. And some women just want to hear it straight up. So I feel like that's a preferential thing.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's like being authentic. Like they're not being authentic if they're being a pushover and agreeing with me for everything. Like disagree with me. Like my friend Taylor, shout out Taylor Friedbish, but she constantly says, Adelia, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
But like I like to talk to her because it's like there is that, and she's made me realize a lot of stuff about myself.
Well, you don't seem like a pushover, so I feel like you always speak what you think in your head. Like there's no filter.
I should have more of a filter sometimes because I feel like it gets me in trouble because once I decide I'm done with somebody, I'll tell everyone like fuck them, I'm done with them, they're fucked up. And then it can bite me in the ass sometimes because like the smart thing to do is to keep a business relationship and just be like, if I see you, I see you. But then I just feel like this deep sense of betrayal where I'm like, no, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want any, like...
I feel like with you, it's like seething out of you. You can't hold it back.
No,
like if you hate someone, if you have to stand for someone, you're like, fucking hate you. And you will let it be known. Like there's no filter.
I have no poker face. Like if I hate you, you're like...
Yeah. If I don't like someone, I'm just like, you know, I'm cool. Like, and the saying is you keep your friends close, you keep your enemies closer. You know, that's always, I live by that rule. I don't have too many enemies, but like,
I keep my enemies
I know
very
there's people
far
that dislike me for whatever reasons, but you know, you got to keep them close. You don't show your cards. Like you don't let them know that, you just got to play it cool, especially in our industry, entertainment. Yeah. It's such a snake. It can be a snaky game sometimes. And like people are sneaky and
so snaky.
Everyone's trying to like level up on another person. So
I just feel like everyone is trying to scam me. And that's what pisses me off because like, why lie is my issue. Like if you are working on something and there's a possibility it might not go through, be like, I am working on this, you know, it's 50-50, like just give it to me straight. But people that lie to me and schmooze me and like upsell everything, that it's dishonest.
Yeah,
I hate
schmoozers.
I hate schmoozers.
If you're a schmoozer, you're a loser. For those of you out there that are schmoozers.
Yeah.
Not saying names.
You know who you are.
So on the topic of interviews, since we're doing a one-on-one right here, who has been your favorite person that you've interviewed on your podcast so far?
Oh my God, that's really hard.
A couple. Who's like, what stands out top of your head? Like, who'd you think about right there?
Nikki Benz.
Nikki Benz.
I loved Nara Ford's interview. I loved Kaylee Gunner's interview. But on the flip side, I also really liked this girl Chanel's interview on my podcast, but it's like the complete opposite of theirs. She was talking about her boyfriend, Rich Piana, who died, and like people were accusing her of killing him, and it was just like this crazy fucking story. So
it turned into like a murder mystery type thing.
Kind of, but like it caused her so much trauma, and like that is one that always sticks out. Like that is one of my videos on YouTube that has over 100,000 views. It still gets views every day because a lot of people know her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved some of the episodes where I like deep dived in trauma, but I also really like the funny, lighthearted episodes because like, I mean, I will watch a whole one of my episodes through when it's like light and airy, but like the deeper episodes, I do have to take some breaks.
Like I need to sit by myself. I need to be quiet. I need a candle. I need some mood lighting for this one.
Yeah.
Okay, breathe. Watch this. What about Nikki? What really like, what's special about her? What did you see about Nikki that was really just like impressive? Since she's
so
such an OG in the game, like what about Nikki?
Oh my God, just like a lot of her stories. Like I feel like she doesn't have shame like I don't have shame. And I really do appreciate
See, no shame.
No shame.
No shame. As she said, no shame.
Yeah, that literally smells like whatever we just drank and taquitos.
Shout out to Wiz Khalifa and
Wiz Khalifa.
McQueen and the Violet Fog. We just drank some of his gin. It was really good.
It was actually disgusting, but thank you for the free alcohol. I'm a Jose Cuervo kind of girl, okay, guys?
We're out of tequila, so we'll be good at the gin.
I'm sorry, Wiz. I still want to be your friend. I just don't like your alcohol.
I like it, Wiz. We're cool.
Yeah. But I love like the people that are just so shameless and they can talk about things because society always tries to tell us that we should be ashamed about things that I don't think we should. And that's also like, I loved interviewing Kazumi, obviously, too.
Oh, yeah,
she's like a spitfire, but I mean, people tell her all day, every day, like, you're gross for what you do. You should be ashamed for what you do. And it's like, she doesn't feel that shame. I don't feel that shame. I feel like the only thing I really feel ashamed of is my weight. And people like to comment on that all the time because I'm so open about my past eating disorder.
Yeah. And even with Kazumi, like, when I first saw her come on the scene, like, I knew Kazumi as, like, the girl that got gangbanged.
Yeah, yeah.
And even me, I was like, ugh, that's gross.
Okay.
So, like, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to where, like, people, I even catch myself judging a book by its cover or what I see on these clips on the internet.
Yeah.
But like as I've seen her develop as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a performer, like I've seen her career progress and getting to know her personally.
Yeah.
I can have the complete opposite feeling of what I thought. So like a lot of people, their first impression of someone like Kazumi, it's like, oh, she's a fucking whore. She gets gangbanged.
She's one of like the smartest people I know.
Little do people know, what people in our industry know, but Kazumi is one of the smartest marketing business minds I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been working in business for over 12 years now. And like, I am super fucking impressed. Like, I've been in the adult industry for 10 years. I've not seen a single person kill the marketing game like she has. Like, she has an extra gear that fucking is unmatched. And she should be teaching fucking classes and lectures on this shit because she's like a fucking wizard.
She'll be a professor one day. I literally screenshot her stories where she talks about the marketing she does. I'm like, keeping this in my back pocket, keeping this in my back pocket.
So shout out Kazumi. You're fucking, we look up to you on what you're doing. I really
do.
Yeah, she's like a G. Like, I thought I knew a lot about marketing, but I'm learning new tricks from her like every day. I'm like, it's cool to be able to share different ideas, and like not everyone has everything figured out. Yeah. But she's putting the effort to figure things out. Yeah. Because she doesn't have someone teaching her, coaching her. She did have Tiana Trump. If you guys know who Tiana Trump is, teach her how to give blowjobs, who is the throat goat. So she did learn from the best on that one. I don't know if you know who Tiana Trump is.
Kazumi told me about that. Yeah. I need to learn how to give. Honestly, I've been getting better though. I've been practicing on my dildos, especially during lives. People have said I've improved. So who knows?
So what would you say your blowjob skills are like?
Oh God.
What's your are you going full dick? Are you deep throating? Are you going the balls? Like, or hands? Like, what's your forte? Would you say?
So coordination has always been my biggest struggle. So what I've been working on is my coordination to do this with my. It's baby steps, okay. But I've been working on the coordination for like when I'm blowing that I can like be doing this at the same time. But that was really hard for me for a long time. But what I try to do a lot. Something that I just recently found out from a sex coach, not Kristen, but another sex coach, is this part of your tongue, like the underneath of your tongue, is softer than the top of your tongue. So if you can, like while you're sucking, try to like make it the upper part of the tongue because it just like feels softer and like do different kinds of pressure, like different sensations at the same time. So incorporating the hand, doing the balls. But again, I'm not saying this is all a learned skill. I am working on it, okay? I just know what I have to work on to get there. But now that like the TMJ is doing better, I can open my mouth more.
So you can open a little wider? Okay,
yeah, because it used to be really hard.
So would you say you're better at eating pussy or sucking dick?
Eating pussy, 1,000%. I've only had one medium pussy review. She didn't say it was bad. She said it was like medium and that I could be better. But I was also in an orgy and I was really overstimulated.
Oh yeah, in an orgy there's a lot going on, so it can be really tough to really focus.
I've had other girls say it was like really good, but I don't know. They could be lying to me.
So what's your go-to for eating pussy? Like what's your stroke like? What's your do you have any tricks?
I mean. Oh, not. I
mean, me being someone that doesn't know anything about eating pussy, I want to know like.
Oh, okay. You don't know anything about eating pussy. Okay. Shh. Well, something that I always try to do, and Kristen taught me this, is you also said this on your podcast with me, but it's like you kind of kiss everywhere but the pussy at first. So kind of like try to overstimulate. And something I do, I don't know if it actually feels good, but I know when people do it on me, it feels good. So I try to do it on other people. But it's like if I kiss somewhere, I'll kind of like blow on it after. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It feels good to me. I get like the goosebumps. So
you like just the teasing aspect of it.
That, but
do you like to be teased and you like to tease? Like, do you like it when you're teased and like someone's not digging right in? They're just
yeah. I like that a lot. But then when I'm actually eating a girl out, something that just makes it so much better for me, so I try to do to other girls, is like lifting that skin, especially because I have like a fatter upper pussy. Mm-hmm. I like lift the skin a lot.
Is that a fupa?
Fupa. I think I have a fupa, yeah. I literally look in so many pictures because recently I've been noticing it a lot more. And I'm like, my vagina barely fits in a fucking bathing suit. Wow. Yeah, so if you like
usually fatter pussies are wetter, so that's what I've learned from my experience of vagina and my vagina journeys. I've learned that fatter pussies are wetter, so it's give or take.
There you go.
Sometimes little ones they just can't carry moisture like that. So
yeah. So it gets very wet down there. But I think it also depends on if someone wants me to go slow or if they want me to like go fast because everyone's sensations are different. More pressure, less pressure. But like I have had a girl almost kick me in the fucking face, so I knew I was doing something right.
Oh yeah, when they're squirming, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, but it's like I like to like flick my tongue like blah, blah, blah.
So can you tell if a girl's faking it?
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000% because I don't ask them to fake it. Two, I mean, sometimes during a scene I can tell a girl's fucking faking it. I won't say who, but there's one girl that I keep filming with. But it's like, I will barely start. Like, I have not even touched her nipple yet, and she's screaming. And I'm like, okay, well, I just know that that's fake.
I've had that situation before. Like,
at least
I barely touched. I'm
seconds.
Like, how you moaning? Like, I didn't even touch you. I'm like, I'm on to you.
I'm on to you. But it's like 3 girls. It's not like I've eaten like a lot of pussies. I've probably eaten about 10.
Oh, 10 pussies, okay.
I've had 2 medium pussy reviews, but one of them was suffocating me. She kept wrapping her legs and like...
Oh, she's one of those.
I couldn't breathe. How was I supposed to eat her pussy if I couldn't breathe? Okay, so 2 medium pussy reviews, because I'm like, I kept trying to like...
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens, because I need to breathe. Like, bitch, I can't do my job if you're suffocating me.
I've had a girl like put me in a headlock with her legs. Like, she's like coming.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
I'm turning purple. I'm like, fuck.
But then I've had at least 3 or 4 girls like actually thank me afterwards. Like, that was great. Something I haven't done because I just like don't know if girls like want to, like, I don't know. Like,
so you haven't eaten a booty?
No, I'm not eating a booty. I don't know. That'll be a next step for me.
Okay, so eating a booty is like next level.
Yeah.
For you. Okay.
But like, I also haven't eaten a girl till she like actually came because I'm like.
Oh, so you've kind of got it.
I mean, like it's like we tease each other, but once like the video is like a certain amount of minutes or whatever, I haven't eaten a girl off screen, but I do still consider myself really bi. But it's also like, I try to gauge like what the girl wants, like, because sometimes they just want to like shoot the scene, like, or coming can be really hard, and I don't know. It's like I need to discuss this beforehand because I get nervous.
It takes a while unless you're using like direct stimulation from a vibrator.
Yeah.
For most women, I'm speaking of like sample size. Like most women, it takes time for women to come.
Even when just Kristen ate my vagina.
5 minutes in's like usually not enough. 10 minutes, like you need to put in the time and the work.
Like 20 minutes.
Like there's times where like I'm eating pussy and my jaw's getting sore, my tongue's like, I'm running out of gas. So it's like, all right, my tongue's in sore. I gotta use more lips. Like start rubbing my beard in it, my nose. Like we're digging in.
Yeah.
Like anything. Like that's another thing too. Is
even
like,
Kristen, when she ate me out, it was like 10 minutes and I almost came. I was actually really close, but I didn't actually come because like.
Did you fake come?
No, I don't really believe in fake coming.
Yeah, it's I don't like fake cum either. I'll tell a girl, I'm like, because I can tell.
Well, okay, I mean, okay, if I'm doing a countdown with a guy, I'll fake cum. Because it's like, I'm trying to do the countdown for him if it's like a JOI.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
But
it
like,
depends on the context of it.
It depends on the context. Because if it's a JOI, like they want to come at the same time as me. And that is like the one time I'll fake it. But otherwise, it's like if I'm squirting, I am actually squirting.
Yeah, that's
like my
real.
first squirt last night, it was like a mini squirt. And I was like, oh my God, that is so embarrassing. But then my last two were like, my last two were like volcanoes again. And I'm like, phew, I thought I was going to have.
Back.
I'm back. Although it does great on OnlyFans. But again, in real life, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, it depends. Again, it's some people like the squirting thing, some people don't. It's really a preference, and also it depends on the person. Like some girls, I like their squirt. Some girls, it's a case by case.
I've only had my squirt smell like pee twice. So I think I'm doing something right.
If you're hydrated for the most part, it comes out.
Yeah, I'm so hydrated.
And don't if you're squirting, don't drink coffee before because it comes out smelling like coffee or asparagus.
Oh, I actually wanted to do an experiment because I'm a girl who loves asparagus. It will smell like asparagus. That's what I thought.
It still comes out smelling like asparagus. Coffee, asparagus. That's just like, that's a boner killer right there for me because that's.
I know. Honestly, there have been times where my pee smells worse than my poop because of asparagus.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
But I love asparagus, but.
Anatomy.
Yeah. I love it.
All right. Craziest sex story.
Okay. I don't remember this at all. So,
but did it happen?
I was told it happened.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I fucked in a porta potty at a Valentine's Day rave.
Okay, that's that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
I was like rolling. Actually, let me like pull up this video and I'll have it on like the screen because it's actually pretty fucking funny.
I'm trying to think if I've had sex.
His dick ring and just first thing that pops in my camera.
Trying to think if I had sex in a porta potty. I don't know if I have.
See, again, I was told I did, but I have no memory. But like,
I think I might have attempted to, but I was just like, oh yeah, she's wheeling and dealing in that one.
Oh my God, wait, but there's this video. I was just like, that was the first time anyone had ever put glasses on me, like those diffraction glasses. So yeah, I was figgity fucked up, and I was like ecstasy in love with this guy. I went to go visit him the week after, but
so in love you're fucking in a porta potty. Like that's like we fell in love in a hopeless place kind of love right there.
Yeah, and my friend said I left and was like, I'm gonna fuck this guy in the porta potty. I came back and I was like, I did it. And I'm like, how do I have zero memory of any of this? I never asked him. Because,
did you ever talk to that guy ever again? Or was it just
I actually visited him the weekend after, but I didn't find out about this till like years after. I was it was like way after the time. Like, I don't even think I have his number anymore. My friend was like, yeah, you fucked that guy in the porta potty. And I was like, no, I didn't. She's like, no, yeah, you did. You were like, I'm gross anyways. Like, well, fuck it.
Porta potty sex. Yeah, that's
that poor guy. Because I actually visited him the weekend after, and we didn't have the spark that we did when we were both on ecstasy.
Oh yeah, actually, that just adds a whole different dimension of feels to it.
That poor man, because I fucked him like 3 or 4 times because I like stayed with him for that weekend in Phoenix, and I've seen him at. I saw him at a bar that he was working, and he's like, "Hey, Adelia," and I just like stared at him blankly because
you're like, "Who the fuck are you?"
could not remember him for the life of me. That happened 2 other times.
So there's been times where you've had sex with someone and you didn't remember them.
I did not remember his face at all, and like then.
So how was that interaction? How was that interaction? You having sex with someone and they were like, "Hey, Adelia," you're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, how did that pan out?
Well, not
the fans want to hear. We want to hear this.
The first time he just like his face kind of fell. Justin. And then I would like ask one of the other raiders. I'm like, is this like Justin? I don't know, some last name. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And then that happened again at Ultra Miami, where he's like, hey, like funny running into you here. I was like, who are you? He's like, Justin, if you're listening, you have mediocre dick. I am it's okay. You do have mediocre dick. However, it's just like, I wasn't even trying to be mean.
It happens. I mean, for me personally, there's been girls, because I've been shooting porn for
a long time.
A long time now. I've shot over like 1,500 scenes.
Yeah.
So there's been times like a girl's come up to me like, hey, Damon, hi. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. They're like, we've had sex. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it happens. Like if it wasn't memorable or if it was a bad experience, I block out the traumatic or bad experiences because it's like I don't remember that. So did it happen? Yeah, there's video, so I guess it did.
This is really sad, but there was a guy who we fucked, and he asked my friend on like.
You said we fucked? Was this like a threesome?
No, like me and him fucked. Like me and this guy fucked.
Okay, got it.
And then he asked my friend on a date dash like 2 days later, and she's like, "You just fucked my friend Adelia." he like looked at a picture of me. He's like, I don't remember her. And then he saw me in person, and it was like a bathing suit. It was like a pool party, and he recognized my butt. And he didn't recognize. He was like, "Oh yeah."
He's like,
"Not my face."
I hit that shit from the back.
That means I have a butter face, right? Like that has to mean I have a butter face. It's just this was before all the fillers, and
I remember that ass though.
He remembered that ass, but we were both really like. Why do people take so much Xanax? Like that just makes zero sense to me. Like you're just not gonna remember the night. Like I drank like so like bottles of Fleischmann's. Like I was always fucked up, but it's like blacking out.
This porta potty story, was this in college?
Yeah, freshman year.
What's any other crazy college sex stories? Because I know you went to a pretty notorious party school.
I have a lot.
University of Arizona, if you guys don't know, is a fucking crazy party school in Tucson, Arizona. There's got to be some other juicy stories you have from college.
I blame the wrong guy for giving me chlamydia, but I've already talked about that. I was just raw dogging a few guys.
Did you get run through by a frat? And what frat was it?
Kappa Sig, Alpha Sig.
Also, there's a couple.
Pike, I've only fucked 2 guys from Pike. SAE, I think I've only fucked 1 guy.
Was there a Sig up there? Sigma Phi Epsilon?
They got kicked off.
Okay, I was in SIG up in college.
No, SAE, I did run through a few guys.
You weren't in a sorority, were you?
No.
Okay, so you were just like the fraternity. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I was like I loved the frats. Like I loved being at the frats. I didn't relate to sorority girls a lot, but I related to frat guys a lot. And I was on a podcast recently where we kind of got back down to the bottom of it. It's that most guys don't feel shame about a lot like sex and stuff like that. And I also don't feel shame. So I just got along with them a lot easier, but a lot of like
the shameless fraternity guys with no standards, and just fucking whatever, yeah.
But when I was like 18, and like a lot of these other college girls were 18, there's a lot more like, do I look good in this? Do I look bad in this? Like, come to the bathroom with me, and I just like was not down for that at all. I'm just like, I just want to drink Fleischmann's with like the boys.
So when would you say your sluttiest year in college was?
Freshman year and my senior year.
I agree. I feel like a lot of people, their sluttiest years are freshman year because you're going to college. It's your first time out of the house. It's like,
it's before I discovered a vibrator.
Oh, wow.
So when I was like 19,
Tell us the story. Tell us your first vibrator story.
Oh my God.
What was this
I
like?
was swiping on Tinder.
Okay.
And there was a guy who he like sent me a dick pic right away because like I was on Tinder to fuck. I wasn't pretending like I'm trying to go on dates.
It would have been dangerous if I had Tinder in college. We still had like Facebook chat.
Yeah.
We didn't have Instagram, just popped up, Twitter. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. We were just Snapchatting and he's like, I'm going to make you come tonight. And I was like, no one's ever made me come. Good luck with that. He's like, oh no, I'm going to make you come. As soon as I get there, he like gives me a whole bottle of wine. He's like, drink this. It was just automatically so daddy. I'm like, okay, you don't have to tell me to drink twice. I'm like 19, fucking alcoholic in college. Then he puts on a blindfold and a gag on because he said I talk too much, which is fine. I talk a lot. And then he tied me up. So I didn't know what was going on. He like tied me up on all ends of the bed. And then all of a sudden, like I hear a vibrator, but I didn't know what a vibrator was at the time.
This is like 50 Shades of Grey stuff right here.
Yeah.
This guy was, he must have been a senior or something. He knew what he was doing.
No, he was like 26.
Okay, I was going to say, this isn't no freshman guy in college is pulling out the tricks like that. No.
So then
he experience right here.
Brought out a vibrator, and all of a sudden I squirted. I didn't know I squirted. I didn't know girls could squirt. I was like, was that you who just came? He's like, no, that was you. And I was like, because I was like squirming, but I was tied up, so I couldn't like do anything. Oh my God, it was great. And then we fucked, and then he never talked to me again.
Oh wow, so he
had followed me on Instagram.
He just hit it and quit it. He just tooted it and booted it. Sayonara.
Like I don't know. I do feel like my personality ruins it for so many guys, but my personality is what I'm most secure about. I'm most insecure about my looks, and from my experience, most guys want to fuck me for my looks, and then my personality, they're like, God, fuck. Why does she have to be this way?
Where's the gag ball?
Yeah. No, I've had about 3 guys gag me because they're like, shut up.
Oh, so
shut the fuck up.
This is a trend right here, the gag thing.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I probably wasn't going for the best guys. They were just like, please shut up.
Yeah, they're just there for the pussy, you know?
Yeah,
just like, they're like, I'm here to nut. Just give me what I need.
One time what put me in a gag ball was I was like, took his dick and started whipping it around and made elephant noises, and that was the gag ball.
I think I would have gagged her too.
Just shut the fuck up, bitch.
If you don't have a gag ball, balled up underwear works, socks, whatever you can, towels, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a gag ball in hand, there's other ways that you can gag a girl. Just insider tip right there.
What are my other crazy sex stories? Like, just fucking in Vegas when I was on acid and ecstasy, and I'm like, hit my head against the wall. You won't. That is one of my favorite.
The kids at home, I think we would call that candy flipping, right?
I think so, but yeah. Your girl was figgity. Me and him actually had so much crazy sex because it's like he also had like a sugar daddy king, so he'd be like take my credit card and like go buy us drinks and stuff, and I like that was my first time really being spoiled like that. Not that I was even into him, but I was into the things he would buy.
So tell us about your sugar daddy experience.
It wasn't even a real sugar daddy. It was like he like bought my flight to like come visit him, and it's like it was his first year out of college. We went to college together, and it's like he just started making a lot of money as something like a broker or something.
So he's more of like a Splendid daddy, not like a real sugar daddy.
Not a real sugar daddy. No, he just liked to like spend a lot of money and show me how much money he was making. But like at the time I was kind of into it because I'm like, yo, this last guy I was fucking was dead broke.
He's like, I'm fucking this broke frat boy. Like this guy's out of college, he's got a job, he's making $50K a year, he's balling. And shit.
He was an ex-frat boy, so it still worked for everything I was going for. Now I just loved frat boys. Like no one understands the alcoholism bond that I have like frat boys do.
So on the topic of frat boys, I know one of your favorite shows is
Blue Mountain
State. Tell us a little bit about Blue Mountain State. Why it's your favorite show? Like, give us some funny stories about Blue Mountain State and why it's such an awesome, epic show.
Raunchiest show. Like Thad Castle, you can't beat a character like Thad Castle. I know other people would try to like recreate characters, but like I just remember seeing like the first episode of Blue Mountain State and being like, excuse me. I just remember being like, oh my God, like girls really just show up in like bras and underwear to like guys' places and they just want to fuck. And I'm like, oh my God, like people are just going to want to fuck. No, I don't work to be fucked in college, okay? I was bottom of the fucking barrel.
What college did you go to? Shit.
I was like, these girls throwing themselves and like guys also, like I don't know why I was bottom of the barrel. I was bottom of the barrel now. Though, and guys still think I'm gross, probably because I have OnlyFans, but like, they were like, in college, it's like, I'd be like, if we were the last two at the party, they'd be like, oh, fine, you can come home with me.
Oh, God.
And I looked pretty similar to what I do right now, so.
What is your favorite episode of Blue Mountain State?
I love the Oksana one where they all fuck the same pocket pussy and they all get syphilis. I love the one where Thad's sister becomes, or half sister becomes a stripper.
Yeah, I remember that.
The first one is
was that the one? No, was that the one where he got his engagement ring stuck in the stripper's pussy? Yeah. That was a sticky situation.
Yeah, the first one was like the hazing one with the cookies in the ass. That one's fucking hilarious. Oh, and then there was one that was really funny where like Sammy was trying to like top his like best jerk off story and then like hit the guy with his dick. But like you can't beat that kind of humor anymore. Yeah. Like you just can't. People get offended really easily and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe some things you get offended by, but like
that and Blue Mountain State came out when I was actually in college. Yeah. And I was in a fraternity as well, and I was also an athlete. So like it was about these frat guys that were also athletes, football players. Yeah. I was like, this is like I was seeing the similarities of what that was like in the college life. Yeah. I even bought my first pocket pussy because of that episode.
I bought a guy a pocket pussy because of that episode.
The funny thing is I would travel because I was on the track team. So like every spring we'd travel to a different country or different universities around the country to compete. I had my Fleshlight. It was actually Fleshlight. The girl was Raven Riley, OG girl. So I come back from a track meet. My pocket pussy's missing. I'm like, where the fuck did my pocket in Blue Mountain State? In Blue Mountain State, Thad's like, where's my pocket pussy? Because his got stolen too. So I was like living in Thad's moment. I was like, I am Thad right now. My pocket pussy's gone. Someone stole it. One of my fraternity brothers actually climbed through the window and like stole it while I was out of town and was using it for like the whole semester. Yeah. Finally came out that he had it. It was a whole ordeal. And like, yeah, so I guess we're Eskimo bros.
Yeah. I love that. I feel like I'm Eskimo bros with some of my bros too.
All right, so we're going to turn it back a little bit.
All right.
So what advice would what advice would you give to your 15-year-old self? Like if you at 25, what advice would you give yourself in high school before you were to pursue life and all that?
Your parents are a crazy girlfriend. It's not in your head. You're not fucking psycho. Love yourself a little bit more. Trust your instincts on red flags. And also to have pursued social media younger. Like I did. And honestly, I like built a pretty good following by my junior year of college. And then my dad made me delete it if I wanted to like still get his support.
So would you say you were an influencer in college? Were you on that route? Were you trying to be
I was a rave influencer. I wasn't like a mainstream influencer, but like anyone in the rave scene in 2017, like they knew my posts. Like 2017, 2018, like they knew my posts.
So you were the rave girl.
Yeah, like I was like the poster rave child. Like I was a lot of these rave pages' profile picture for a long time. Whenever I went to a rave, I got recognized a lot, but I also got groped a lot, which meant I was a cunt. Like now when people meet me, at least men, and they're like really excited, I'm like, tone it back. Like, I am not trying to get my fucking vagina fingered or like boobs groped or kissed without permission. So I'm a lot cuntier now, but like that took off.
And I see that with a lot of porn stars too, because these guys that watch their favorite porn star all year round, and then they finally meet them, say it like AVN, they're like, oh, like, because they've been having sex with this girl all year. This girl has no fucking idea who you are. Bob from Oklahoma. Like, why are you fucking grabbing my ass? Like, you don't know me. So it's just like, there's that dynamic where, you know, these people are performers. They're in these fans' lives like every day. Like, they know you inside and out. But when the performers are finally meeting these fans, it's like, I don't know who you are. So it's a very weird dynamic sometimes.
Men just feel very entitled to you because they get to see you online, they get to chat with you. But this is before OnlyFans was even a thing. I was just like that rave girl who, oh my God, a lot of people knew me from like, they're like, this girl needs to go to security. She took a little too much ecstasy. So then I stopped taking ecstasy for a while. And then I got on acid. And then I was really mean to people because...
That'll definitely open up some windows, the acid thing.
Yeah, I'm just like mean to people on accident. Like, I'll think we're having friendly banter. And I was like,
so on acid you're mean?
Yeah, but like I'll think we're having a friendly conversation. And then I'll be like, why do you have an Android? Like, do you like being a loser?
So sex on acid, what are your thoughts?
So fun. It is so fun. It is just like...
Like, do you just feel like you can peer into this person's soul? Like, what are you feeling? Like, is it more intimate? Is it more, you're seeing more visual, more feel? Oh, it's rougher.
I mean, I always like it rough. I'm not like a big sensual, like, let's slow it down. Actually...
It's like, fuck me up, daddy, on acid.
Fuck me up. There was a guy who I fucked, like, I thought that we were going to end up dating. Like, he thought that too. We, like, went on a few dates. Like, he actually made an effort. It was really cute. He was, like, before our first date, he, like, listened to my podcast and started, like, just making references. And I'm like, that is, like, so cool. But while we're having sex, he's like, I know you like it rough, but can we just, like, slow it down for a minute? And, like, I swear my vagina dried up. And I was like, I want to go to bed. Like, I don't even...
He was trying to wife it up. Like, he was trying to take it, like...
I don't like sex like that. And the fact that he was like, I know you like it fast, but let's slow it down. And I was just like, ew. Everything about that sentence was just ew to me.
So on the topic of oohs and icks and ahs, what are your red flags with guys and dating guys? So what are three red flags for you?
If they're possessive at all. Like, if I even sense, like, the tiniest bit of jealousy, I'm turned off because I'm, like, one of the most loyal people ever. I'm really loyal until you do something to make me not loyal, but I'm, like, loyal until then. So, like, for anyone to be jealous over... unless you're joking about it, like, haha, babe, I saw all these men flirting with you. Like, do you think I have a shot? Like, that would be different. But if someone is like, yo, I don't want you talking to these men, automatic, that's done.
They're not letting you be friends with guys just because they have a penis.
Yeah.
That happens a lot in relationships. Guys are very protective and... They don't allow friends. It goes for both ways.
Yeah.
Like, I've had relationships where, you know, an ex-girlfriend, like, oh, I don't want you to be friends with other girls just because, like, they have a vagina. I'm not, like, having sex with them. I'm not sexually attracted. They're my friends. But it becomes tough sometimes. You know, people getting their feels and get jealous. It's a natural thing. That's something more people should be attuned to. It's like, just because someone's the opposite sex, like...
Some of my best friends are guys. And here's the thing, because almost all of my guy friends will tell you that they have seen me fart and burp enough to never be sexually attracted to me. So it's like, I know for a fact, like, unless we were both blacked out, which we shouldn't be fucking anyways, like, they would not fuck me. They would never fuck me sober, at least. And I think that's what counts.
So would you say you have more guy friends or more girlfriends?
Okay, I'd say I have more close girlfriends than I have close guy friends, but I have a lot of guy friends. It's just like with guy friends, sometimes it's hard to talk to them about their feelings because they don't even know what their feelings are. So like that's where the patriarchy affects both men and women because it's like, we'll be like, some of my guy friends are like, fuck, I hate when you cry on your story. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of your problem and not mine.
Yeah, guys are a little less attuned to their emotions just because we're the strong guy, so we don't show emotions as much. That's one of the perils of being a guy because we got to be the strong one, so it's like it's harder for guys to really show emotions. It's like it's a woman's thing to do. So I know a lot of guys that struggle with like that because they have to be a macho guy. They can't show weakness because people associate weakness with emotion. Which is, you know,
actually
I think
you have to be really strong to show emotion.
Yeah, I think that's a societal norm that should, you know, more people should look into and consider, because even like suicide rate, it's way higher in men. Because men, like, we're not talking to other guys about it for the most part. We're not going to like, you know, women, girls, they'll get together, they'll talk about the problems, like they got people to talk to. Guys, we're not doing that. We're like holding it in for the most part.
Although I will say a lot of my guy friends have had little breakthroughs. Like
that's good. That's good. It's good to be able to talk about it and having, you know, I me personally, like I feel more comfortable talking to my girlfriends about my issues than guys. It's just like tell another guy about it, it's tough.
Yeah.
But like having a girl, like it's like, oh, I can talk to you about this. I feel a little less weird talking to a girl about it. You know, for me personally, I can open up more to women. But again, everyone's different.
Yeah.
But guys out there, don't be afraid. Don't feel shy.
I love
to talk
guys
about things. You know, we go through things too. We have hearts, we have feelings, we have emotions. So don't feel afraid to like talk about that and let those things out. Because if you do keep things pent up, it could, you know, lead to bad things.
So bad. Another red flag is for sure like guys who care only about money and they think that their biggest value in life is like providing money.
Yep.
My dad was for sure like that. Like the only value he ever brought to my life was money. But it's like I need like someone who can emotionally connect to me and like who's passionate about life. Like I would much rather date someone who is like poor, well not broke because I did that and I ended up paying for everything, but like someone who's like average, like I don't know, maybe a little more than 30K a year so that you can actually like afford things, but like not where I love passion. I love when you're doing something that you feel passionate about.
So question, would you rather date a guy with a big dick, he fucked you good, made you come, he made minimum wage, or a guy that was a millionaire and he didn't really make you come?
Much rather the who made me come because I want to be my own millionaire. Like
there you go.
I really don't plan on relying for a man for money in the slightest.
That's good because a lot of, not generalizing, but a lot of females, they look to the guys to support them. But now I see, especially with, and we'll segue into like OnlyFans and that side of sex work. There's a lot more empowered women, a lot more females that are taking care of themselves. They're not relying on men to take care of them. So with the advent of OnlyFans and you know entrepreneurs that you women are, like that's been really, it's been a huge boom of like very self-sufficient and empowered women that take care of themselves. They don't need sugar daddies anymore. They are their own. You are your own sugar mama.
Men are mad. Men are pissed.
Oh yeah.
Because all of a sudden we don't need them for shit. Like girls, if their boyfriend was supporting them and then they break up, her first instinct like, oh, I'm gonna go make an OnlyFans. Like I'm gonna make this money, and it pisses men off because they don't have the control over us that they used to. Yeah,
I've seen that dynamic, and there's a lot of guys that they lose that power.
Yeah, because that's all they had to offer.
All they had to offer was that money, and now they don't have it because these women can support themselves.
Yeah.
So you got all this money, you got a little dick, but and that's a real thing too. It's like little dick syndrome. Like you know, guys will overcompensate with being flashy with the money, the big cars, big trucks. You know, people will really like push that side of things to overcompensate.
I guess my last red flag that I noticed with a lot of guys is just like they haven't sought out therapy, life coaching, like any kind of help. Like it doesn't have to be therapy, but like you have to seek out something to like help yourself. And that's like my last red flag. Yeah. Like my requirement is like you've had to have worked on yourself and not just like work on yourself because I want you to work on yourself because then you're not actually going to do shit.
That's something good that guys should look into is therapy. Yeah. Anyone that has any issues, therapy is always a good way to work through those things. Because you can take all the acid and mushrooms in the world. There's ways you can work through it like that.
Mushrooms help, but like
psychedelics, but sometimes you need someone to really pick you apart inside and out to really identify what those underlying issues are. Yeah. And then once they can identify that, because again, we were talking about earlier, like it's hard to self-diagnose of what your problems really are because you're gonna sugarcoat it and be like, oh, I'm fine. Like, if someone else can point that out for you, it makes things a lot easier to cope with and kind of figure out, all right, I need to do A, B, and C to help out with X, Y, and Z. Exactly.
And the one thing I will always say is like men are like, oh, girls only ever like tall men, blah, blah, blah. But it's like I've been so emotionally attracted to someone that it's like they don't have to be like deathly skinny. They don't have to be super tall. It's like I'm so connected to energies.
Energy is a big thing. Yeah. A lot of people look at the physical, but
like the physical is what will first attract me to you. But like talking to you will either ruin it or spark it up more, or I'll talk to someone that I had no physical attraction to, but then we talk and I'm all of a sudden like wet.
And I've learned that in my career with the adult industry. Like I've shot with the top porn stars in the world, like who you would say are the hottest girls in porn. Yeah. I've shot with the 10s that they're like a 2 in personality. Yeah. Like they're just dead inside. There's nothing there. Like I'd rather shoot with the girl that to me is like a 5. That has like a 10 personality. She's great. She wants to be there. She's enjoying herself. Like fun conversation. Like, so people try to get by on looks only. Like it doesn't get you that far in this profession or in life. So it's like, I've seen both aspects. These girls try to be like, oh, I'm like hot shit. I know. If you have a bad attitude and you're a bitch, like that's like ultimate red flag. That's a boner killer for me. Like if you don't have a personality or you don't want to be here and you think you're hot shit, you think you're conceited, you're better than anyone else. Like,
are we thinking of the same person? There's one. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I don't know.
I met this girl and I was like, oh my God, like I'm obsessed with you. She went, I'm like, you used to follow me. Wait, what was that face for?
It's one or two people I could probably think would be like that, yeah.
I'm like that. I had my feelings hurt.
So did you meet this person at AVN?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about AVN. Was this your first AVN?
Yeah.
So tell us about, what was your AVN experience like? What was your highlight of AVN?
I hit a lot.
You hit a lot.
I hit in the podcast room like the whole time. I did not like feeling like I was being herded like cattle. I don't like feeling like just an object. Mm-hmm. And I think at AVN, I did feel that way a lot, especially when I was like standing at the booth and I was being told to just like look pretty, or you have to do this or you have to do that. It's just like, I didn't like that feeling. And I think a lot of my sexual burnout has been from, you know,
being told what to do and how to manage your career and whatnot.
Yeah, so I just didn't like that. Like, my highlights at AVN were the going out, the making YouTube videos, the doing podcasts, and getting to like meet people. I mean, even some of the fans were like really nice.
Did you meet some people that were fans?
A few, but I was only there for a few hours and then I dipped and hid. I didn't tell anyone I was going. I didn't make any posters. Like,
it's a crazy experience running into fans.
Yeah, because I was like kind of scared for my safety, and not. I mean, I don't know if I should be, but it's like,
yeah, no, most are harmless. But there's every once in a while there's a fan that gets a little touchy feely. Like, there's some fans that need to be escorted out for pushing the boundaries. And
even when I was like big in raves, I would say I'm still kind of big in raves, but I don't know. Like, I used to be really big and recognized all the time. It's like I would get groped so much, let alone at like a literal sex awards show. So I just like wanted to protect myself, and obviously, probably talking to me, you can tell I have a lot of trauma around that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. So I would prefer not to push my boundaries.
So do you see yourself going back to AVN this next year?
I want to go for the content. I don't want to go as a sex worker per se. I want to go as like a content creator, like filming YouTubes, filming podcasts, doing all of that other stuff that isn't necessarily me being put on a pedestal in lingerie and like people just staring at me.
That's good. Yeah, that's a lot of AVN is kind of parading around, and like, obviously I've been in the industry for 10 years now. I see the pros and cons of AVN.
I mean, a lot of my friends were getting so fucked up.
It's overwhelming for a lot of girls because there are a lot of fans in person. Like, they're like, it's very intense. There's a lot of energy. There's hundreds, thousands of people. Like, you're my favorite porn star. Like, just going, just spewing it. So it's difficult, but at the same time, they're spending money on you. They're your fan for a whole year.
Yeah.
Like, I tell the girls, like, just give them these 4 days.
Yeah.
Let them be the fans. It's only in person these few days, and then you have the rest of the year where you have your online kind of working relationship or like fandom with them. So, because I remember when I was at AVN, we were going to dinner after one of the days of signing. These girls were like, "Oh, like these fans, blah blah." I'm like, "How are you paying your bills because of these fans? Like, you got to give them a little respect." You just got to deal with them for these few days. Show them a good time, smile.
See, my problem isn't meeting the fans, because like I've met a lot of fans. Just like, I remember when I used to walk my dog at my old apartment building, like someone came up to me and he's like, "Are you Deelz?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I sub to you." And it's like, I have no problem meeting fans. I have a problem with being told like what to do and being herded and like treated less than a person.
Yeah, it's definitely with the agencies for sure. That's their show and tell. Like, this is these are my girls. Like, it's
like,
it's
I would even get food with one of my fans. It's like, I have FaceTime some of them. Like, my friend, his cousin was like a huge fan of mine, and it's like, I'll FaceTime them, like just being like, "Hey, what's up?" So my problem isn't really with the fans. It's more with like the culture and just being overwhelmed. And it's like, I mean, even some of my girlfriends, it's like, one of my best girlfriends, she has problems like setting boundaries. So she was just getting really drunk because all these guys were like asking to take pictures with her, and like we're getting a little too touchy. And it's like, she was really uncomfortable, but it's like she felt like she couldn't stand up for herself because it's AVN. Like, this is where everyone has sex, which I can't relate because I would be a bitch. But like, it is a problem. And I get uncomfortable seeing that happen to other women because I want to intervene, but then I just seem like the bitchy friend. Yeah,
it's definitely different. Me as a guy, it's like we don't have the same fans as like the females. It's like we can kind of
a lot of my guy friends
we're like sitting back, and it's like it's more enjoyable for us guys because we're not getting like we have fans, but we don't have fans like that. We're not like, oh my god, like the girls are the stars. We're just meat sticks. We're props. We're there to make the girls look it.
Do you want to have your ego stroked a little bit? A lot of my guy friends said that they use your dick for prop dick.
They use
not prop dick. Wait, what is it? Like, they masturbate to your dick with girls. Like, they like to pretend like your dick.
They watch my porn to pretend. Okay.
Yeah. So You have a nice dick. What can I say? Are you turning a little red?
But that's the thing too. It's like even before I got into porn, like when I was watching porn as like a teenager or whatever, what I noticed was there wasn't a lot of good looking guys in porn. I was like, I could do this because there's not a lot of good looking guys. Like, and like even when I was like watching porn, like I'd want a semi decent looking guy like having sex with a girl. Like, because I know she's having sex with some troll. Like she's not enjoying it. Like Ron Jeremy, like you really think that girl's enjoying that? Like, so it's like I want to see some real shit. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I was like, all right, there's not a lot of good looking guys. I can come in and do this. I definitely was able to like carve my niche with that. Yeah. And also it's like it's cool because I'd say 90%, 80% of porn consumers are men. And they're watching it for the females. Yeah. So it's like I've always had like frat boys that are fans or like gay guys that are fans. Like I've never had many, like I've had girls that are fans, but over the past couple years, there's been more attention and focus on the guy performers. Like there's been more porn for like made for women. Oh yeah. Like Blessa. So I work a lot with Blessa. So it's like, it's porn that's like more, I guess they call it ethically curated porn. Okay. And it's more like the lovey-dovey romance stuff. So it's like stuff that more women watch. So it's like, I was doing more of that, getting more female fans. I'm like, wow, I actually have like hot girls that are fans. Like that was such a 360 for me. I was like, I actually enjoy this.
I take it back. My hall pass would probably be Owen Gray.
Owen Gray?
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to fuck him right now just because, like, I think I have a lot of trauma to work through just, like, sexually before. And I would want to do that with someone who actually, like, I care about and care about me. Because, like, what, some random guy that I'm fucking is going to, like, work through my sexual... like, no. That's...
Yeah, he's an aggressive performer, too.
I love it. I love it, but I need to work... charge, yeah. Yeah, but I just need to, like, work through my own shit with, like... And then he can be a hall pass.
Yeah, I've done a couple orgies... And Owen's been in it too. Like we've done some work together for sure. Owen does well.
This side of TikTok where it's like guys will send their girlfriends like, oh, I didn't know you like tattoos, and like this girl was like, I don't, and then he sends pictures of Owen Gray's like just his black, and she's like ... with like the music.
So you're talking about your male porn more male porn crush.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite female porn star?
Megan Rain. Oh, 1,000%. I don't know why I had to think about that. It's Megan Rain.
Megan Rain. Yeah, tell us why you like Megan Rain so much.
Her energy, like she's just so cute, and like also just the way she fucks. I feel like she kind of makes jokes while she's fucking, or like, I mean, at least I take it as funny. I like comedy porn. Like people who buy my content on OnlyFans say that like they've never bought content like mine because I am cracking jokes while I'm squirting. It's like they really enjoy that because it's refreshing and it's different, and it's like not that she like cracks jokes to like that extent, but it's like I like the cute, giggly. Yeah, I like that.
But the thing is with Megan, because I've shot with her several times, she's like a cute little girl. Like you would think she
fucks
in person. She's like the sweetest, nicest.
Oh,
like
really?
She's a sweetheart. Like she's such a nice, literally one of the nicest people I know on this earth. When she's fucking, she's a fucking animal. Like she turns this little sweet. She's like a Sour Patch. She's like first they're sweet or like
then they're sour.
Dude, she just fucking
because she's a brat. She's what?
Oh yeah, she's like one of those girls like fuck me harder type. Like she's like just loves getting it. Like I'm like,
ooh. Yeah, no, she's 1,000%. Like I would expect her to be up there with like Mia Malkova and Sophie D. Like I think that she should be like as big as them, but
she is in her like people that are real porn fans. Like Megan Rain's an OG.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that sucks sometimes. Like she's had her Instagram deleted a few times. Like she would be at that level of millions and millions of followers, but you know a lot of these girls they've been deleted so many times. Like they would be in the 5 to 10 million follower range. So you know she is an OG. Like she's been doing it for. She's been in porn as long as I have been. Like I remember we were at our first AVN at the same time. I remember the first time I saw her. I was walking into the Hard Rock at the time, which is now Virgin, and like I'm walking in the building. I see her sitting. I knew who she was. I was a porn fan.
Megan.
And I see her sitting there like all cute by herself. I'm like, oh, she's so cute. I went up to her. I was like, are you okay? Like you need help? Like I was just like being a nice helper. I was just like, oh, I'm just waiting for my friends. And like my first interaction, I was like, this is like the cutest, sweetest girl ever. And I love Megan. She's a friend of mine. We're gonna have her on as a guest.
I know, I'm really excited
this week. So hopefully you don't fangirl too much. Like
I feel like girls can fangirl harder than guys because it's like.
Should we tell her that you're a fan or just kind of break it to her once? I think we keep it a secret.
I think like on the podcast I'll be like, so your Bang Bros scene.
Yeah, you just like hit her with like her anthology, like all right, this scene here, this scene here.
Your blacked scenes. Is that what it's called? Blacked?
Blacked, yes.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of her porn, but I always go back to her Bang Bros one. Like, it is just so fucking fun.
Is this like a Bang Bus one?
The Bang Bus, yeah, because it's like she fucked a few tall, skinny, like my type of guys too. So it was just all around like a great porno. Yeah, the sickly looking ones. I've also watched some of her like stepdaughter porn scenes. Oh yeah,
she's been my stepsister, I think. Sometimes.
Like, oh wow, I didn't know we were gonna be home alone. God, that'd be so weird if you actually like look at someone like a brother. Yeah,
it's I have a lot of porn stepsisters in the game. It's
yeah, like, you can't even say that on OnlyFans.
You can't say step?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, now I got gray hair, so now I'm like the stepdad. I can't be a step. That role, like, for some reason, when I got COVID 3 years ago, like, I started going gray. COVID aged me, so I was like the stepbrother. Got COVID. I got grays now, so like, I can't. I was playing the college student up until like probably like 32 years old. I was holding on to that strong.
You know what that reminds me of?
Now I'm like the stepdad. I got
Sammy being like fucking 30-something years old.
On what?
On Blue Mountain State. Oh, yeah, he was clearly in his 30s or 40s playing a fucking college student.
Yeah, so I was playing the college student for a minute. I was holding on for dear life. And then the one day I got the script. I was like, wait, I'm the what? Step what? I was like, fuck. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
But hey, it's I feel like porn has kept me youthful. It's kept me young. I've discovered the fountain of youth, which is
having sex with new pussy, because there's no better pussy than new pussy. Even Megan Raines.
Oh, it's fabulous.
It is.
Yeah, it's great.
I just have such a big crush on her.
Maybe she'll show you when she's here. I'll be seen up close and personal.
Oh my God.
And she's the kind of person, she would just pull her pants down and just go to town. Like, she is no filter. Like, she's a wild one.
Yeah.
So we'll get away from the porn a little bit.
Okay.
Go a little dig into the personal life.
Yeah.
So you have a child.
My dog?
Your dog.
Oh yeah, I was like, fuck kids. Fuck them kids.
Let's talk about Wubs.
Kill
like who's Wubs? Like, how'd you get Wubs?
She was a stray.
How'd you name Wubs? Like, what's the backstory on Wubs?
So I was like looking to adopt because I just started making a lot of money on OnlyFans, and I was like gonna move out of Arizona, move out of living in a shitty roommate situation, and I was like looking at all these adoption sites. And my friend Mackenzie was like, Delia, like, I found a dog. Like, we have a non-refundable vacation that we've had booked for a long time. Like, can you please go watch her? I was like, okay. And she's like, I think you actually like her. Like, I think that you'll like this dog. And she named Wub Scamper because she was, like, very timid. And then as soon as I drove all the way from LA back to Arizona, I had to get her, like, wet dog food Instacarted to my friend's house. The first night, I was still really skeptical if I wanted her.
It wasn't Wub at first sight?
No, I mean, I liked her at first sight. But she was like very
skittish, just kind of like
a lot of anxious energy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like she just started getting like very sassy. I was uploading OnlyFans content at like midnight or something like that, and like responding to a bunch of DMs and stuff. And Wubs came from her dog bed all the way back to the living room, like came out, went like looked at me, went like huffed, and then turned back around. And then as she turned back around, it was like one of those girls in romance movies. She like looked back around, like, are you not coming? She did that 3 times.
Oh, so she was like pulling diva, like she was giving attitude.
I thought that was like the first or second night. And then she like growled at the sink because she wanted to be pet. And it's like I was paying attention to the sink and like not her. And I'm just like, and she was attached to me from the moment I met her, but it took me like a day or two to be like, all right, we're getting her name tags. Fuck the scamper bullshit. I'm naming her Wubs.
Where'd you get Wubs from?
Dubstep.
Dubs.
Wumps and Wubs.
Dubs, Wubs.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Does Wubs like dubstep?
No.
She doesn't?
No, because I tried DJing for a little bit. I thought that since I like dubstep so much that if I DJ'd, it would just like, it was going to be love at first sight I hated DJing. I like being on the other side of the booth so much more. Like, it's just not fun for me.
Yeah, it's a little different being on the performative side than it is on the consumer side, for sure.
Well, I want to be dancing. It's like, it's really hard because you have to focus, and like just DJing never became fun for me.
Some DJs, they can still jam out and dance and have a good time.
But that's after years of practice.
Some are like, they got to focus and be in the zone.
Yeah, that's a lot of practice.
We got a DJ over here. He's taking a little nap, but he's a performative DJ. Like, he likes to get into the crowd.
Yeah. I would just be playing headbanger shit the whole time.
So Wubs.
Yeah, I love dubstep. Yeah. And I love Wubs. God, she is like my angel. Like I got a house for her. Like
a doggy house or like a house?
Like a house in a backyard for her. Like I could have.
Oh, you got a house for the dog.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
I could have gotten like somewhere a lot cheaper. But no, I got a house with a huge yard for her.
Housing in Los Angeles is pretty expensive, especially with the big yard.
Yeah.
What city town are you in LA?
I don't want to say I'm here.
Okay. She's in Pasadena.
Yeah, I'm far as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm in the valley.
She's in the valley. Deep in the valley where you can't find her.
Yeah, never find me.
So, if you weren't a sex worker, what career would you see yourself having?
I've always seen myself doing something, just being like an internet persona, like having an online presence ever since I was little. Like, I mean, this is a sex worker, but I like looked up to the Playboy bunnies when I was like in middle school, or like the Kardashians, but they're like an internet persona. So I always kind of saw myself doing that. And I think I am doing that with my podcast, except I don't think it's a big persona that I'm putting on. Like what you see here is kind of how I talk outside of here. I just have a lot more energy when I'm talking here. Like, you know, I might be a lot more tired if you meet me in person, but it's like I'm always this person. It's
definitely a different dynamic from doing something like this, which is long form content compared to like OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because like when I do podcasts and people hear me talk, it's like, wait, you're smart, you do business? Because they see me as a porn star, but if you don't know me, you don't know that, you know, I do other business ventures. I got other things going on in life. And that's the misconception is a lot of adult stars, people just think, oh, we just fuck for money. Like we're just whores. But a lot of my peers, like I've met some of the smartest, most business savvy, like we were talking about Kazumi earlier, like there's some fucking smart ass people in this industry.
Yeah.
And you have to be smart to navigate the space and be successful and not be taken advantage of. So I've met like some of the most successful, there's adult stars making more money than people I know that are lawyers, people that went to law school and have degrees in this and that or specialize in this trade. There's adult stars that are making more money than fucking brain surgeons, which is just absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not. It's just the world we live in. Like it's a real career now.
Yeah.
Like in the past, it wasn't a career. Like there was just porn. And now, as independent producers and such things, OnlyFans, someone that is a personality that you're not a porn star, but you can still monetize and do that. So that's very cool that you're able to do that.
Because I've been trying so hard to like make my brand not just being porn. Because I've noticed a lot of the girls who make the least amount of money on OnlyFans as their brand is only being porn. Because like people see them as like this sexy, hot, unattainable person. I am like very attainable. I am the most attainable.
But you're not so attainable because, as your fans probably know, that you've been celibate for over a year now.
I feel like it makes them want me a little bit more.
So it's like,
they're like, you're
saying attainable, but at the same time, it's like you're not giving up that cookie.
No, not at
all. Like it is fucking. You have that cookie up on a pedestal. Like it is up here being protected. You're like, I'm gonna wait for that next dick or the next pussy to just fucking make me go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not like even that right there.
Approachable,
like
maybe.
That's something that's like, oh my God, like this girl's like fucking put her shit on a pedestal.
But then like if I ever drop like any new boy girl content, like they'll go fucking crazy. Like I did a boy girl JOI where I was just like telling him how to jerk off because it's like I have a very strict like I don't want to touch any men policy right now. Like it'll make me very squeamish. And
well, when you want to make a video, just let me know. We can pop that cherry. We'll make you famous, girl.
I think my chlamydia will make me famous for
Hopefully you don't have chlamydia, but
no. Here I was telling him earlier how I haven't had sex in over a year, and every time I get tested for STDs, I think I'm going to pop up with something like. Oh my God, like I have HIV all of a sudden. I had no idea.
Get ghost chlamydia from like not having sex?
It's one of my biggest fears. It's like one of those things too. It's like when I test for COVID, even though I know I haven't been around people, I'm like, what if I have it?
Yeah, I can see that.
I psych myself out.
It's a psychology thing. You definitely mind fucking. You're like, damn, I haven't had sex over a year. Maybe I got something.
Yeah, like maybe that's why my vagina. I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna go from sex to we're gonna dig deep here. So recently you had a friend pass away.
Yeah.
Tell us how you were able to cope with the loss, kind of the process with that, because there's a lot of people out here that are watching that have dealt with loss and pain in that aspect of their life. What are some ways that you were able to kind of develop that pain and just get through it? Like how do you see the light on the other side? Like I know it's, again, you're probably not fully through it, but
not at all.
What are some ways that you've found yourself to be able to cope with that loss and lessons that you can teach other people that might be going through that or might deal with that?
Yeah, well, here was my strategy, and I don't know if this is like the right strategy, but like I stayed sober. I didn't go out. I honestly didn't really do anything for like a month and a half where I just like let myself feel anything and everything. I felt the sadness. I felt the anger. I felt the resentment. I felt The only thing I feel like I didn't feel was regret, because I always made it abundantly clear that I thought he had a problem. I always made it abundantly clear that I thought he was fucking stupid. And like when he died, I had no regrets over how I handled that kind of friendship or relationship, whereas I know other people did. Yeah. So if you see someone kind of going through it, like fucking let them know. So then like if they do ever pass, like you won't have any, well, what if I did this or what if I did that?
And that's something we touched on earlier, is calling your friends out on their bullshit, because again, it's you're their friend. You want to praise them and tell them what they're doing right, but a real friend will really set them down and be like, "You're fucking up. You need to get your life together."
Yeah,
you know, it hurts to say. It hurts you to say. It hurts them, but
it did not hurt me to say it at all.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good to have friends. If you're to take anything from this, like, if you see a friend struggling with something, whether it's addiction, whether it's mental anguish, whatever that may be, whatever their issues, like, help them out, call them out, like, be there for them.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know there were certain things he didn't like to talk to me about just because he did not like it when I nagged. And here's the thing, like, if I'm your friend, like, you're going to hear what I want to say or have to say. But, and here, like, his other friends, honestly, like, bless their fucking hearts. Like, that says nothing about them. I think I have a lot of fiery rage in me, and I'm like a little brat. Like, I tell people how it is, and not everyone is like that. So, like, no one should feel guilty, but that's, like, how I got through it. And I've been taking mushrooms a lot and meditating and going to life coaching.
So tell us a little bit about that, because that's something that's a lot more people are learning about. It's obviously the government and the powers that be have always kept plant medicine, psychedelics away from us because it opens our brains and enlightens us. They'd rather put us on pharmaceuticals and pills than let us use the things grown from earth.
I've never wanted to take like Lexapro or anything like that. Like every time I think about taking it, my body is just automatically like, no, I do not want to take that. Like it does not feel right. I've been letting myself feel a lot of things to the point, like the past 2-ish weeks, I've been in like such a deep, deep depression where it's like, I'm barely even crying at that point because it's like my body doesn't feel like it has the energy to cry.
How do you see yourself pulling out of that depression?
Like, I got neurofeedback. Which helps with anxiety and depression. And she literally showed me in the chart where my PTSD flared up a lot.
So it showed the brain scan of what you're, okay.
My PTSD, my depression, so like healthy levels are about like a 2 or a 3 maybe. My levels were all the way at like an 8 for like everything. So after I did that, I was like, fuck, like my body all of a sudden felt like relaxed for the first time in like weeks. I didn't have like really bad nightmares that night. So that helped a lot.
Was it just being able to see how your brain was reacting and just being conscious of?
No, the neurofeedback actually like rewires your brain.
They shock certain areas to rewire them.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, you don't feel it shocking, but like you feel your body just starting to like sink, like, oh, this feels nice.
Those of you that don't know, we're electrical beings.
Yeah.
So every action, every move, me moving my hands, me blinking, me talking, it's a electrical synapses that happen within our bodies. Our brain is a central nervous system that is wired and connected to every part of our body.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they don't realize when they have traumas, they have PTSD, those areas shut off and your processes how they should be normally aren't firing. So that's good. A lot of people, I'm sure some people might look into that.
Yeah,
because I didn't know about the rewiring and what you're telling about. Like that's kind of cool, to open up some things. It helped
me so much. But here's the thing, neurofeedback doesn't do anything if you're not doing practices. I mean, it will, like it'll work for like a day, but you have to continue with your practices, and it just helps you get through things because like you can do all the neurofeedback in the world. You could do it every single day, but if you're not doing the practices that help you and build your confidence and like it's self-love, honestly.
You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Because our brains, they are elastic and they can be reformed and reshaped. If you have a way of thinking, if you're traumatized from PTSD, you can rewire your brain by doing whether it's psychedelics or training or what you're talking about, these different areas. So people being able to realize like if you have one way of thinking, like it's not the end all be all. You're not fucked. Like there are ways to cure yourself. There are ways to heal. So if anyone's getting anything from this podcast, look into those options, whether it's psychedelics or if it's therapy, talking to a friend, because we're living in a tough world now, tougher than ever, especially with all the things going on in society. Social media just amplifying things. A lot of people are fucked up mentally, especially post-COVID.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends and people that have lost their jobs, lost their businesses. They got fucked up mentally or physically from COVID, from the vaccine injuries. So there's been a lot of health issues, both physically and mentally, that I've seen in a lot of my peers and people I care about. But them knowing, being able to turn to psychedelics or therapy that you're talking about, there are ways to help cure and fix those things.
I think the stem cells also help a lot because I was having no energy, like absolutely none. Like I cannot emphasize how little energy I had. And then today I feel more normal than I have in a long time. And usually the stem cells do make me feel really tweaky, which just shows how little energy I had. Yeah. Like I feel normal today, which like I should be like bouncing off the walls. So stem cells help a lot because, I mean, if you're not able to get up or do anything to move the energy in your body, you just get stuck in that depression and keep getting stuck. So stem cells are really expensive, but like NAD, B12 shots, like there are a lot of things that could help, but you have to like want to help yourself. And, you know, I actually do feel okay today. And there haven't been many days since he died that I have felt okay. So we're moving in the right direction.
And I give you credit for, because I've seen like you're posting and you're like you going through the depression and sadness. Like a lot of people hold that in and it bubbles up inside and it breaks them up even more.
Yeah.
So I give you a lot of like respect for you coming out and you telling how you feel, because there's a lot of people that are struggling with their own struggles, depression, friends dying. So you you're a light, you're a beacon of light for people that are going through other things. And you know, it's them seeing your struggle, it helps them analyze and see their own struggles within. So mad respect for you for doing that. Like, I don't think you realize it, but like people might think, oh, this girl's crazy. Like she's telling her like she's really, you know, pouring it all out, but that takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
You know, you not holding back, like that's a very strong thing. And, you know, hopefully there's some people that you help out and you save from your journey.
I hope so. The other best thing is like having a good ass support system, because there have been so many
100%.
people to like just come over and like cry or just like really help me through the dark times. And here's the thing, paying for a therapist, that could be your support system. If you have no friends for whatever reason, like pay a therapist
and
to be your support system.
Insurance can cover it too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if you have health insurance, that'll do it.
So those are the things.
All right. Well, I think we talked about all ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Crazy sex stories to real life stories. Delia, it was an honor and privilege to interview you on your podcast. I hope you all enjoyed this, and looking forward to the other podcasts we got for the rest of the week. We got some good guests lined up.
You can find us at itsdeelz.com and Spencer Michael Barrick.
Spencer Michael Barrick on Instagram. If you want to find the freaky stuff, go to my Twitter at @TheDamonDice. If you want to find the really, really, really freaky stuff,
go to Pornhub. Oh, no, go to OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Pornhub, but you got to go to OnlyFans. You know, give me a little cut. Go to my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans is at DamonDice8.